Hello, this is a Toshiba rear projection television set. It's got a nice wobbly screen on it and it's actually not that old, but already it's outdated. It's a big heavy clunky thing. Now then, this is ours to take it apart. It's either got a red, green and blue CRT or it's got a DLP projector in there. I haven't got a clue until we take it apart. So it's screwdriver time. Now looking at the back of this, I'm going to get this piece of flimsy cord off. It's got 3 SCART sockets. Do you remember those? There's no HDMI, not on these things. I haven't got a clue what year it is or what vintage it is. But let's get inside and have a look. Now this is one of the older type. It's got a separate CRT tube. There, there and there. And that's your red, your green and your blue. That'll fire the image up off a mirror and onto the screen. So, let's get the screen off. The screen simply pops off. Now that is a Fresnel screen. I think we're going to disconnect that from that and have that screen for burning things. Very nice. Now inside, this one's your red, this one's your green and this one's your blue. These are CRTs. This is for focusing them. Quite a few of these had issues of convergence where the red would be out of line or whatever. You'd only have to bang them a couple of times and the whole thing would be out of line. Here is a great big mirror. So this shines up to the mirror and then that comes across onto the screen, which would have been here. Old technology, but hey, it worked. Let's get this mirror out. I think this is a glass mirror, quite possibly. And it's going to be a bit awkward to get this out without breaking it, but let's have a go. Lots of bits and pieces. Right, now it's going to want to move. Now, we both get that. There's your mirror. Look at the shape of that.
Wow.
It's got loads of dust and crap on there.
The fingerprints.
Of it. It's mirrored on both sides. Okay, that's another piece. I don't know what we'll use that for. Find some use for it anyway. So this is the bit that might be useful for something else. This is the Fresnel Lens. So we're going to take that out and make use of it. It's very handy being ambidextrous. Some people would give their right arm to be ambidextrous. So you have this piece, which has got sort of lots of lines in it, but the best bit is the Fresnel Lens. Oh, this is so brilliant! We're going to have lots of fun with this. Time it can correct down the spot. Anyway, moving on. We're going to take this top plastic piece off. I've removed this board. This board, it looks like a infrared remote sensor. I don't know why it's inside the screen. I'm just assuming it's for the infrared. I suppose it would still work through the screen anyway. But why they didn't just put it on the front, if it is being used as an infrared sensor, which I don't know, it could be used as a light level. I'm not sure about that, but whatever. Let's get inside the thing. I want to take this front panel off now. That's easy, isn't it? There's one of your speakers. At a very strange angle. Oh well, don't know why that is. And there is not one of your speakers. Oh. Surely Toshiba didn't make a television set and cut down on the cost by only putting one speaker in. I think somebody else's bodge, that is. Because the screw holes are there, that says there was a speaker there once. Anyway, stop moaning. Let's get these panels off. There you go. That's not the original speaker that came with the television. Somebody's added that at a later stage. Oh, now you can see the guns. These are the red, green and blue colour guns in there. It's like a standard television set, but this almost works as if they're just single black and white tubes, but they're not black and white, it's red, green and blue. And the processor will send the separate signals off to the separate tubes. In a way, if you had 3 black and white TV tubes and you painted one red, one green and one blue and sent the separate signals off to each of them and then converged them correctly, you would still have a colour picture. And take the top off. Just a piece of plastic that held the mirror. And there is your television set. It's still bloody heavy though. I've had to cut a few of the wires, but I'm going to pull out one of these colour guns now. Now that is one of your colour guns. It's basically a little TV all on its own, a little TV screen rather. And your signal flies backwards and forwards into there, onto the display, and then with this lensing system, which is really quite disgusting, that projects it up onto the back of your screen. These are very, very dusty. I guess over time you would have to undo these occasionally anyway and give them a good clean up inside. There's a heck of a lot of dust inside here, and yet there doesn't seem to be any fan or anything that's drawn it in, so it'll just be heat convection that's pulling dust in and landing all over the place. Now I'm going to take one of these apart. So let's get started. Construction costs of one of these must have been quite expensive. They were very, very expensive to buy anyway, but there's so many screws and bits and pieces, whereas a lot of modern day television sets, most of it's put together by a robot. Here's one of the lenses, quite good quality. Nice quality lenses there. Might find a use for those, who knows. Now we've got to this section and there's a sort of an inverted glass lens here, and what you'll find is they actually have a liquid inside them. There you go. I mean, I don't know what that liquid is, I haven't got a clue. But as that pours out, if you can see inside the lens there, it's all going. Whoa. So there you go. That's what's inside one of those. I'm glad I didn't take this piece off. Ah, this is good fun. It's a pretty powerful Fresnel lens inside these television sets. I knew it would be useful for something. Now we've taken most of this apart, I've got to put it all back together again. I'm only joking. This is going in the bin. This is all the main circuit board that the television runs on, and I'm just giving it a little bit of a haircut, get these cables out of the way, and then I'll have a quick scan across the board and see what's salvageable. I don't think there's going to be much, but you never know, there might be something useful in this lot that I can unsolder and put on my shelf for another day. I tend not to save everything off these boards anymore, these old things. But you know, there's some chips might be useful. These heat sinks are certainly usable again. So yeah, that's neater. Now you can have a look across there. So basically, it's a television, standard television circuit, with the difference that it runs 3 tubes instead of 1. That's all. There's nothing on there to keep. That's all Scots. So that can go in the bin. I don't immediately see anything interesting on there. No voltage regulators that are worth saving. There's a couple of crystals there. What are those? 4.4 meg? Nah, what's the point? Throw it. A few voltage regulators on there. Some nice heat sinks and some STK chips. I'll just check up what they are. STK 392. I'll check what those are and unsolder them if I think I can use them. But if not, I'll just take the aluminium heat sinks off and throw them in my box for future uses. There's all the electronics out of the television set. It looks like a little city. Now, in the UK, the BBC used to run adverts, threatening adverts, and it used to go like this. You can't get away. We'll get you in the end. Not having a TV license is a criminal offence. Our computers have the address of everyone in the country. So it's only a matter of time before we catch up with you. Don't wait for the knock on the door. Pay now, or you'll pay later. All I can find on this board that's worth saving is the heat sinks. Everything else, no, it's a waste of time. I've loosened some of them off, loosened that one off. I mean, these will come in use for something in the future. And that's the easiest way to unsolder them. Or rather, not unsolder them. There you go. I'll just work my way along and take off several of these, and then the rest can go in the bin. So, okay, it wasn't a great electronics video, but you can see how technology has changed from this to the flat screen television. I mean, my TV is bigger than this one, and yet it's only 3 centimetres thick. This was 48 centimetres thick. Anyway, thank you again for watching, and not very good on soldering job that. I'll find something interesting, hopefully, for next time. All the best. Bye.